I guess if I have to think about it, I'm happy about my new moon writings every month. I do an astrology writing every month for a new moon astrology article blog. And I post it to my blog, but I also post it to Your Tango, an online magazine. And so it's kind of neat because they feature it every month. So
great, thank you. And I just wanted to advise everybody, I am recording this at this point. I'd forgotten at the beginning, but we're going to record this portion because Mila is going to go shortly and tell us about creating audiobooks. I'm going to go next, Mila, and then you'll share your happy successes and then talk about audiobooks. But my happy success writing wise is I'm taking Mila's class, Pen to Published, and it has been so fun and energizing. And I even downloaded the template from Amazon. I joined KDP on Amazon and filled out where to send my royalty checks type of thing. But it just started making things feel real. And I've downloaded the little bit that I've written into the book template form. And again, it's all just helping to make it, to do things in steps and pieces and not feel so out there. So that's my happy success. Mila, what's your happy success before you go into the program tonight?
Well, my great joy is teaching that class, and I have some beautiful students. We have a very famous news reporter from Canada in the class, and that's really nice. And it's a great joy. I just love doing it. But also I did put out this book, one of my short books. See, it's so much shorter than my long book. I'm teaching the short book, and that's what everybody can attain. And I'm helping a lot of business people put out their short books. But this is mine, a dog's best friend. It's really avant-garde dog training that really works because I have 4 dogs. So that's what I did.
Well, great. And so now to introduce you as our speaker tonight on audiobooks and creating your own audiobook. And Mila just did that with her book From Cowgirl to Congress. And so Mila, take it away. And we could all mute ourselves, please.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through the whole thing. I brought a lot of stuff up on the computer to show you. And once in a while, where I live on this organic ranch, my computer goes out. So I did send some of the information to Lori just in case. But anyway, and then I just have to do a thing to make it come back. That's why I don't teach at this location usually. Anyway, so yeah, I went through the whole process, and you can figure it out. You can go on ACX. It's connected to Amazon. I think it's the same password. I'm not positive, but I think it is. And so you go into ACX and you just read all of their tutorials. Do you know what I mean? And they'll take you through the whole process. What we do is we audition readers to read our book. I had 8 people want to read my book, and they were a variety of people. And my book is about my famous grandmother, and I didn't want the person to sound as old as my grandmother was when I knew her in her 80s and 90s, but I wanted her to sound 50 or 60 so that it gave her some weight, and that was a lot of her life, you know, and I didn't want her to sound 18. So about 5 of the readers sounded really young like that. And then one reader was really good. I really liked her, but her diction was not perfect. And my grandmother's diction was perfect. And that reader almost would have been better because she's very popular. She's done 75 books. She has a following. I would sell way more. But I went with the woman who had a little weight in her voice and diction. And so it was a very exciting process, you know, and there's 2 ways of doing it. I found out late. I may have had so many people want to read mine because I went into the wrong section. If you go into the section where you're just going to pay them or they're just going to do it, you're going to end up paying $2,500 to $3,000. And I didn't understand that. So I switched immediately. The woman I picked, I said, you know, you may not want to do it now because I'm not going to do the paying ahead. I'm going to do the split where all the proceeds that come in, we split 50-50. And I think we get 40%. So she gets 20 and I get 20. And but she wanted to do it. She hadn't done a lot of books. She had set up all her equipment, and she was wonderful. I was so thankful to get her because she worked with me every time I said, hey, you're reading that a little quick, or you need to pause here, or this pronunciation is wrong. She was like, oh, I'll get it. I will do that for you. She was like so, easy to work with. And I think that was more important to me than if I had gotten someone with the ego who would, say, oh, you want me to do it again? So she was great. She was fantastic. And so what happened was, can I share the screen? Anyway, so make sure you go with the share one for now, because unless you really want to pay 2,500 or 3,000 or more, and then you could probably get someone who has a following too. So, and then the other thing before I share the screen, I do want to say that you can read your own books. You can sign up as a reader through ACX. And then you can read your own books, which I know some of you want to do. And you can also become a reader for other people's books and be one of those that audition. I think they are low on, I think they're low on auditions, on people. I think it was one or the other. I think there's too many books because of COVID. Everybody's writing books and want to get them read. And I think they really could use some more readers, is what I think. I read it a long time ago when I was doing it. Anyway, I went on today and went through all of my records again, and I want to show you what you do is you end up giving them, I don't know, I think it was 3 to 5 pages to read, and then they read those pages, and you see if you like the way they read your book. And if you're going to be a reader, that's what you would do. They would send you the pages they want you to read. And then in the end, they do an ad for your book, and then you have to make your cover a square like a CD, and because my cover of my book is, oblong, and I'll show you how I made it into a square. But I don't think you can buy the actual hard copy. I think it's just on Audible that people can listen to, because my stepmother bought it. She was going to give it as a gift to someone, and it just came through to her computer. Anyway, I'm going to share the screen, see if it works here. Let's see, hold on. I don't want to scare you with how much work I have up here. Okay, so share screen. And now we're on Audible. Can everybody see that? Okay, this is Audible, and here they're showing some of their most talented people who are probably $10,000. I don't know what they're going to cost you, but so you sign in, and it says Mila Johansson. So I'm into my own place, and then I think I can add a title. I think I'll try that for you today and see if I can get my dog book up just to see. But so my projects, I have one project that's completed. It just got finished. We had some problems with it. So I've sold 6 units. And the thing is, I did it in June with her, and I was hoping it was going to be out in July or by August 18th, the 100th anniversary of women winning the vote, which the book is about. But there were a few problems, technical, and they were nothing big. It was just that she hadn't paused in one place between a chapter title and the first word or something. It was something silly. And so she had to go back and fix it. And then because of COVID, they're having so many people come through that after a few fixes, we didn't get it until last month. But it's out now. And what I do here is that audiobooks sell. They are selling. And it's so great when you're on a trip. When I go on a trip to San Diego, I go to the library and I get 4 audiobooks. The reason I get 4, because really you can only listen to one all the way there and back, is because I may not like the first one or the second one or the third one. I want to make sure I can buy into one and like it. And so anyway, the audiobooks are big right now. And when people start traveling again, they'll be even bigger, because that's what people want to listen to while they're driving. And I always tell people as a sales point, while you're doing housework, So anyway, so here we are, and we're in my project, which, let's see, does it say what it is? Well, down here, I want you to look at this all down here. This is what you need to go into ACX and read about, the money you can make with audiobooks. I think they talk about if you're reading or if someone else is reading it for you, how it works all the way down here. And audiobooks cost a pretty penny. I think it's $17.95, like my book. And then, promote yourself. ACX University. You really want to do that, especially if you want to read yourself. You're going to need to set up a whole microphone system here, which, most people suggest you get the blue Yeti, but there's other mics now that actually cancel sound out better. Someone told me in a class, I've been taking all these classes and improving myself over COVID. And someone told me a secret to your microphone is get those cork coasters, those old cork coasters. You can probably buy them on Amazon. And you put it under the base of the microphone and it cancels all the extra sound out from your computer, from you moving your mouse. And I thought that was a really wonderful, easy tip. So that would probably work with my Blue Yeti, even though I've heard there's some, I didn't write it down, another mic to get. But remember our podcast class, he had all that. He had all the mics and the Logitech webcam and all of that. So you don't need that, but it has a mic in it. But you remember our podcast class and use a lot of his equipment. I think that would be what you want to do. And some of you probably already have it set up like that. But it has to be a real quiet room, and they'll tell you, and ready to go, because any noise you're going to have to go back and edit. And most people, they do the reading and then they edit, or they read in small blocks so that they can get the words out without tripping too much. And I think I would have trouble reading a book that amount of time. I mean, maybe I could try it, and I do voiceovers for people sometimes, but I think that would be like hard. But I think a lot of you have the right voices for it and the right temperament for it, and you could do it. So anyway, the thing about you reading is you're going to need to have the right setup, or maybe you have a friend who has an in-home studio and you could use that. It might be a little easier. But you can do it here. I mean, I record things all the time for Zoom and YouTube, and they're not, mine aren't great, but if I worked on it a little bit, I could make them better. I bet Thea has some of that all put together. Anyway, so you want to go through all of this and read it and do the tutorials, because it will just lead you right through. It led me right through. And so when I got to, so first of all, I put in the project, and I'll show you that in a minute and see if we can do that. Oh, and there's a lot of messages, like she and I talk back and forth a lot. Oh, could you fix that? Yes. And could you do that? And then ACX finally on January 4th said, your audiobook is now available for sale. So they tell you, oh, there's a problem with this. You're going to have to redo that part. So then Angela knew about that, and she was wonderful. So I'm going to take you over to, here is a picture of how I adapted. Oh, you can't see this probably, huh? Well, anyway, how I adapted it from a rectangle to a square. That's part of what you have to do. So we went in and we redid the wording in here so that it was up here and not all the way down to here. And so when they ask you to do that, you'll just figure that out. And then what I did was I took a screenshot of all the people who auditioned, because I thought, well, I have some other books coming out where I need younger. I did do that. And then I did a big cheat. Oh, here it is. This is a retail recording that she makes that.
Immediately upon arrival to Washington, D.C. in 1916, I became involved in the women's suffrage movement, which at that time was working to get a resolution through the U.S. Senate. In Boston, I had attended a lot of meetings on suffrage and birth control. Margaret Sanger often came up to Boston and lectured because they had a very bad law.
Anyway, that's like, I don't know how long that clip is, but that's what ACX uses as a sample when people are going to buy it. It's an ad. And so I got to choose the verbiage that went into that ad. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. And that was her beautiful voice. And then here's the audition. I had to send her, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It's a certain amount of words, you know, so I sent her 3 pages of the part I wanted her to read. I wanted her to read, and this was the audition and the ad, because I thought it was the most exciting part. Oh no, this is a different one. Yeah, this is when she takes on the senator. But anyway, so this is how much you give, and they'll tell you how much you're going to give them to read to audition. So all those 8 people who auditioned read this. And then this is her her beautiful voice reading this part, which is chapter 2. Where to go? Is it going?
Chapter 2, Tragedies Strike. First, my little sister Frances drowned in the irrigation ditch. I got the fantastic idea that she wasn't dead, only asleep. I wanted them to open the coffin and let her out. At the graveside, my 10-year-old self became hysterical, screaming that they were burying her alive. Frances was buried on a Wednesday. My mother followed her to the grave the next Saturday.
Anyway, her first part of her life's very sad, and then she's triumphant the rest of her life, right? Putting together the Pulitzer School of Journalism and stuff. But anyway, so just so you can hear that I wanted someone who read with diction, and her diction is perfect. She had one problem, and it's still in it a little bit, is she sometimes wouldn't pause between sentences. And so I kept going back to her and saying, could you do, and so she got better as the book got on. And the first chapter's a little squeezed together, in my opinion, but it's okay. You know, I was just happy to have her, that she was easy to work with, and all of that. So anyway, just if I were you, I'd go on to here and just, let's see, find out. And if I go, there was a place I could do a new, add a title. I'm gonna just see if I can add this title right now. It says, is this your book? Is this your book? And oh, this one's already done. You can't do that one now. Is this your book? Is this your book? You know, these are all my books. And so I'm gonna go up here and I'm just gonna see if that's how you do it, because I haven't done it, you know, since June. So this is my book. Are you claiming? Yes. I'm looking for someone to narrate and produce my audiobook. So just for fun, I'll continue. And then anyway, I'd have to agree to continue, but that's how you would do yours. You just go in there and you already have your book on Amazon, and then you can just go through the whole process, and it will just click you through. You'll see all the people who, what they're going to say is, you're going to make an offer, and then all these people who are looking for projects to do are going to respond to your offer. And also I emailed you a workshop that's coming up, and I sent the wrong email. Somehow I didn't put the slash on. I got it to Liz, and I'll send it to the rest of you, where this powerful woman that's I'm working with on a lot of projects, Kimberly, she has her own audio producing book company, and she is doing a workshop for a fee, but it's not that much. And she's going to tell you exactly what equipment you need, what you need to do. And she is also probably looking for readers. So you could read for her and ACX. You could probably read for other companies. So it's just an exciting prospect, you know. And if you feel like you're not concentrated enough like me to read a whole book, then pick one of these readers. But remember to do the one where it's a split, and you won't get as many people auditioning for that. That was a mistake I made in the beginning. And then when they went, yeah, this is going to cost you at the minimum $2,500, and I'm like, oh, I'm out, you know. So, and also what happened is let me see if it's here. Is I did offer her money up front. I decided to give her $35 an hour. Yeah, an hour, finished, polished, edited, the whole thing, just to entice her and keep her close to me. So I gave her $35 an hour and it was 7.25 hours, something like that. And so that I did pay her, like $200-300 to do it. I just thought, well, and they did suggest that I kind of had to do a little bit. You can do 25, you agree with the person, like you offer it, they accept or they don't. And so I wish I could show where that is. I just had it up a little while ago. But anyway, and here's your new auditions. And I don't know if they have old auditions in here. I'd love you to hear some of these young people who read. I think they wipe them off. But, oh, I did a big cheat. Big. You saw those chapters I just played for you. The second chapter about her little sister dying and her mother. When she was finished with each chapter, I copied them onto my computer so that I will have them. I don't know if it's illegal for me to use those on YouTube. I need to call ACX, even though they're hard to get a hold of. If you call Amazon, they'll get back to you in 3 minutes. They're fantastic all the time. They're usually in India, but they're very helpful for them. And I want to find out if I can use those. But what I did was every time she finished a chapter, and there was like 38 chapters, I copied them onto my computer and I have them all just for me. And that's what I was playing for you just now. So anyway, we could open this up to questions. It's not a big subject, but I wanted to just cover all the particulars to get you going.
Mila, I have a question.
Yes.
So the platform you're using, is that just for Audible, or is that also accessible to iBooks and Google Play, etc.?
I don't know. I mean, I know when you go through Amazon or you go through Ingram Spark, you end up everywhere. So I don't know if it's like that. I mean, I need to look into that part. If any of you find out, let me know, because I know that, right? Like I was so surprised. I put up my dog book, last week, and immediately within 2 or 3 days or right away, I was on Barnes and Noble. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. So I know that Amazon puts us everywhere. They put us in Goodreads, and if you go into Ingram Spark, then they put you on Amazon, Goodreads, and Barnes and Noble, and on and on. So I'm not sure about where the Audible goes. That's a good question. I haven't even thought of it. If anyone finds out, would you let me know?
I just prefer the iBook platform, and your reader is amazing and your book is amazing. So I just thought two great tastes together at last. Let me know.
What was the other platform?
iBooks, and then also Google Play on the Android store.
Mm-hmm. Well, this all may go to Apple too. I don't know.
Rachel, why don't you just look up her book, see if it appears in any of those?
Oh, would you
see
do
if you
that?
can buy it.
Just did. It's on Apple Books.
It is?
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, see if they're doing it, it'll be there. Yeah, I have a related question, Mila, because
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, I haven't been part of this group, so I'm really ignorant about the whole process that you're doing. So you've been publishing books with Amazon. Is that the idea? All your books are published through Amazon?
No, some are published. Like I have a couple that are semi-traditional published a long time ago. But
Okay.
the book I did on Amazon, my big book about my grandmother. And now I'm doing all these short books and I'm putting on Amazon. And I really like Amazon. I have another book that Rachel was just my beta reader for. That's a historical novel. And that one I'm going to try traditional because I think it's one that might fly. But the other ones I'm writing I'm teaching the art of the short book. So I'm writing all these short books to show people also what they look like, and I'm helping entrepreneurs do that. But so I am doing everything through Amazon. I like Amazon for that, but I'm also looking for publishers for certain other books. I'm kind of prolific. Oh, these are all my plays and musicals.
Yeah, I could see you have a lot of books on Amazon. So then just, let's say, technically speaking, if you have a book that's traditionally published, it's sold on Amazon, but it's published by, Moratorium in books or something. Is that, what is the relationship with ACX if you say, I want to do an audio book of this book? Is it the same thing?
I don't know, we'd have to look into that, but I think also that if you're traditionally published, you have to do all that through the company that publishes you, because they're the boss, and you have a contract. And so they may have their own company that they want the book read through. So we'd have to ask them, like, I think each company would be different. And you'd say, hey, can we get my book on, you know, on tape or CD or whatever you call it. And I think if you went through someone else, you could probably get the actual CDs too, you know, the hard copy, which I think would be good.
Oh, okay. Amazon, you mean ACX doesn't do that?
You know, I don't think so. I haven't seen it yet. Like my stepmother bought it. I mean, that's another thing I don't know. If anyone finds that out, I'd like to know that too.
Well, young people tell me now that everything is downloads, you know, that the CD.
Why would you want a
dinosaurs.
physical copy? Yeah.
It's for dinosaurs, you know, like us.
That's right. That's right. Because I mean, I'd like to put it on, like, she's such a good reader that whenever she reads, I have to stop and listen because she's so good. And I'd love to put it on my CD player, but I guess I could just run it through my phone too. And I'm with you. I'm not as up on things. So anyway, that's the scoop.
That's
That's
probably
awesome
some more
information, Mila.
Huh?
That's awesome information, Mila. And
Yeah.
and actually, last time I talked with you, you really inspired me to write the short book too.
Yay. Because
Yeah,
we
I
do
think
the short books, you know, I'm teaching these workshops and seminars all over the world right now, and podcasts and stuff. And I was just with a big group, and they were all like so shocked. They were these big time entrepreneurs. I mean, they make multi-millions all the time. And they were like, you mean we can write a 36-page book? I go, yeah, but you have to have it edited. We don't want more bad books up there, right? And then you know, you can get 98 pages. You can get the spine. You can get your name on the spine. And everybody got so excited. I'm getting all these offers to speak and teach all over because everybody's going, wow, we can write the short book. I didn't know I could either. I thought I had to write the, you know, the 300-page book all the time. And someone gave me permission to write the short book. And I'm like, okay, I could do that. And I have a lot of books almost finished. And what I'm teaching now is the modular book. So let's say that you actually put out like 25 of your blog things to a short book, but let's say then you do the medium book for 50, and maybe you do the long book with 150. So you know, you've got these options that are, because you know where I got the idea. These are my plays, 22 plays that go around the world. I have long and medium and short, and the reason I do is most schools can't handle long. They don't have enough rehearsal period, so they're medium and they're short. And so that way, and I don't mind cutting. I can cut any of my own work. I don't care anymore after doing that. So you can write your short book, and like Lori's writing her short book, and it's going to be the outline for her longer book. And there's this thing about how many books you get on Amazon is how much money you can make. Some people are saying 20 books to 50K. And it's not that you have a lot of books on Amazon. It's that you're building algorithms and people are finding your books. It's a big deal. It's becoming a really big deal. So, you know, we got to keep our long books, but we can also write some short books.
So with that short book, how many work?
What? 36 pages is the shortest book you can do and have a spine. It's nice to have a little spine. And 98 pages, you can have your name on the spine. But the comfortable book that everybody's doing right now, which this one is 125 to 135 pages. That's pretty, and it's nice. It has a nice feeling compared to this one, which is only 75 pages. If you can see the difference in the spine. So,
Well, how many words is that though?
Well, you know, it really isn't about words because in this one, I sort of cheated where I put double space between paragraphs and sentences are 1.5 because I wanted it to be a little longer. And then what I do on my books, I'm filling the back end with value. So I put in this book 5 pages of all the funny dog events around the United States and the world. I mean, there's like National Leash Day, National Bite Day. Now it's like crazy, but people are going to love this finding out, you know, when those National Shelter Day, you know. And then I did a word about cats just because this is a cat that was sent, that a family moved. You can't really see it, but a family moved to Hawaii, and they thought the cat left the house and wasn't going to go. When they got to Hawaii a month later with all the packaging, they opened the box and the cat was in there. So I put a few stories like that in. And then this is really interesting. You can use Fiverr to get so much done. I went on Fiverr and found this beautiful artist from India, and he did cartoons of my own dogs. And now when I walk my dogs, I can't even see my dogs. I can only see their cartoons because he did such a good job. And so he did them for $5 each. $5 is a lot to him, you know? And so that's how I got those done. I'm just learning all these fun, I've been teaching for a long time and I'm putting it online, but I'm still learning a lot of tricks from other writers and other people and what other people are doing.
And Mila, I saw that Lisa had a question and then Christy.
Okay. Lisa.
So my first question was, what is the definition of a short book? But you kind of answered it, but could you give me a definition of a short book?
Yeah, a short book is, the shortest is 36 pages. You can do shorter, but then it's folded, and we don't want folded books, you know. And because that perfect bound, it can still be 36 pages. And so a short book can be anything from 36 to 135 pages, even a little more, because you know nobody wants to read the long book anymore. Everyone in my other writing group, they want to do the 600-page book, but right now people 300 is good. I mean, I did 300. That's readable. That's, you know, attainable. And so, but short books are those pages I just told you.
And my second question is, where do you get your ideas for a short book?
A short book is often a business book that shows your expertise and what you're doing. And
It's not fiction. It's not fiction.
It can be fiction. It can be, a lot of people are doing short stories. They are. Some people are doing their shorter memoir, and some people are doing short stories. Like, let's say I have this beautiful book of my grandmother's stories. I'm going to make a lot of books out of it. I decided I'm going to put some of the stories into short books because they're so good. I mean, she's so funny. She's a crack up, you know? And so I'm gonna, like, how she took down the meat packers single-handedly by herself. I'm gonna put that in a little book because, you know, they were the Chicago gangsters and they would have killed her if they knew it was her. But she wrote the articles in her perfect Pulitzer School journalism mode that she had learned at Columbia. So, you know, a short book could be anything. I mean, I'm helping people do memoirs too, because, you know, a lot of people, maybe you're not going to even publish your memoir for the big public, but your family would love to have your memoir. And one of the women in my class right now, she lives in June Lake and she's done like 100 hikes up there. She's making a book on all the 100 hikes she did in June Lake for people who go visit. It could be anything. Yeah, it could be part of your book. You know, it could be, oh, you know, I just had a workshop this weekend with Jack Canfield from Chicken Soup with the Soul. And he said they took a lot of their stories from their books and they put them into samplers and they passed them out like cards. So I thought that was interesting that he's been doing it for a while, you know.
Thank you. Interesting.
Yeah, just you can just think out of the box. That's what we're doing. We're thinking out of the box.
And Christy
Mila,
had
can I
a
ask another question? Oh, sorry. I can't raise
Oh,
my
go
hand.
ahead, Rachel, and
Can
then Christy.
Can I butt in real quick? Sorry. I was just wondering, how much profit do you make on the audiobooks?
Okay, the audiobook, you get 40%. And if you read it yourself or you pay the person up front, you're going to get 40%. Because I'm splitting with Angela, we're splitting the 40%, which is 20/20.
Okay. So do you expect to make a profit on the audiobook, or do you just hope to break even? What are your goals for it?
Well, I'm hoping to, for sure, you know, sell a lot of them. And right now audiobooks are selling, and, you know, I've sold 6, so we'll see what happens. I think really our profit is very much like the book. I think the profit's like $6 to $7. I was on with another woman on a big workshop 2 weeks ago, and she had traditionally published, and she gets $2 every book she sells. So, but probably because it's a traditional publisher, there may be more advertising. But right now with my grandmother's book, I get $6.45 for every book.
So you're actually making quite a bit more than traditionally published.
Except I'm not maybe selling as much as a publisher would do. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know.
Right. But I mean, it seems like you have such a platform. You were talking earlier about building your algorithm and your audience, that it seems like it's more part of a long-term plan, right? Of like, the more you have, and if you want to get into more audiobooks, and you're kind of establishing your platform.
Yes, and there was another woman that's been teaching these workshops on how to do Goodreads, because Goodreads, oh my God, it turns out it can be, I don't know if do you know about Goodreads much, Rachel?
Oh, girl, I love Goodreads.
Because there's this whole platform on there that you can do, like, oh, my book's coming out. Oh, here's my blog. You build this huge thing. And she used to be a traditional publisher. She's so amazing. This very young, but she's a lot like you. She's just amazing. And so she what she's doing is she went completely back to Amazon. And she's the one who, like Lori, remember class I was talking about, she's doing some real avant-garde things. Instead of putting her copyright page in the second page, which takes up a lot of room, she's putting it at the back of the book because no one reads it. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So I asked my person who's helping me with my book. She goes, Mila, I really don't want to do that. So I went with what she said, because she puts my books together. But the thing is, so she's thinking out of the box. She has this book on Amazon right now. You could get it and just see what she's putting out. It's a very simple book. It's not very good looking, actually. She didn't do a great job on it. And it's called 101 Writing Tips or something like that. But she's dynamite when she teaches. She just knows every layer of Goodreads, which I took notes, but that's way above my head right now.
Well, thank you, Mila.
And I see, and Christy's got a question. She's been nice and patient.
I got your book.
Oh, thank you. I got your.
Hey, yes, congratulations, Christy.
Thank you. I'm so excited. It's supposed to come tomorrow. The book. I'm waiting for a tracking number, but they said Friday, so yay.
Yay.
I'm excited. So it was actually a comment. I know I came in late, so I didn't quite get everything you guys said earlier today, but you were saying that you had to be at least 40 or 60 pages to get that spine?
36.
36. Okay. Was that through Amazon?
Yes.
Okay. I went through a different company, and mine was 44, and I have a spine on mine. So if anybody's not using Amazon, that was just another one, was the mixam.com.
How much were your books when you were done with them a piece? Do you mind me asking, or is that not a good thing to ask?
Well, I'd have to look it up. It was like, with shipping and tax, I don't know, but I think it was about $9 a piece.
$9 a piece. And let's see. Okay, for these books, this one is $4.35 plus shipping.
Wow.
This one is $2.35 plus shipping from Amazon.
So I paid a lot more.
And then I found out if I would speak in person, which I couldn't do through this whole COVID thing, but I did speak at the Jewish Center this year, and there were like 20, 25 women. They all bought the book. It was like, oh, too bad I missed the speaking tour, because they all bought the book on site. And so if you can get out to speaking with your books, and you have them with you because you can buy them so cheap through Amazon, then you can, it takes a while to get them. It takes about a week or two to get them in, but you can sell the heck out of them if you can speak in person. That's really the best.
Did I tell you that I got asked to do Read Across America or Read America or something? Have you guys heard of that at all? I hadn't heard of it. Okay, well, someone I know is a teacher in San Diego, and so she wrote and said, hey, we'd like to have you read your book for Read Across America. I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
But that's great. So I think she's third grade class, and then she just sent me the thing the other day, and it's like a schedule so parents can sign on for, like, I think it's within an hour, and then you read for 3 slots, and if anybody who wants to come on to hear your book can see it. So I haven't read a book to anybody in forever, but I'm going to practice starting tomorrow when the books come. But it was pretty neat, and I just got offered out of the blue. So maybe I need to look into getting it printed through Amazon. I was under the impression it was more money to print through them.
No, and their books are perfect. They're beautiful. You just have to decide if you want gloss cover
Yeah.
or matte. And gloss is really big in the bookstores now, but we're not in the bookstores. But this
Oh.
one's matte, and I really like it.
I like everything to be shiny and bright, so gloss for sure. I got gloss cover, 130 pound, and then I forget how much. Oh, the inside was gloss 100 pound.
And is yours 8.5 by 11?
Yes, they changed it. So it's actually a good thing that mine got delayed, because before they had, it was like 9.25 by 7.25 or something. It was some sort of standard size, but they didn't have the same price for 8.5 by 11, and now they do. So I'm gonna I got that one, and it's nice because it's bigger. I mean, who doesn't like a bigger book?
And you have a whole series. Do you know right now Jack Canfield was saying, and everyone I'm talking to, a series really sells. That's a big deal right now.
Well, I haven't done a whole lot of the whole marketing or anything yet, but I've sold, I think, 30 out of the 50, like as a pre-sale.
That's very good.
Oh, is it? Oh, good.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
Thank you. Well, I'm excited. It's all very exciting and new for me. But I have a lot of other people that want to buy it once it gets here. But you know, if you're local, nobody wants to pay shipping and handling, which is why I said I would credit them that. But yeah, I'm super excited. So I guess my comment actually is not helpful. I need to listen to your comment instead, which is go to Amazon.
That's fine, whatever.
Yeah, mine were like about $300, I think, and I only got 50 for these books. So then there's the shipping after that. So that's why I think it was between $8 and $9 a copy.
Do they have it on a platform where people can buy it, like on Amazon?
I don't know. I think this is just, I'm looking at it right here. I think it's just that you purchase stuff and they have these beautiful color copies and you just upload it with PDF. Oh, and I did work with Mariah. She was really great.
Yeah, Mariah's great. Hey, well, listen, here's what you should do then. As long as they don't have like a thing on it, you should put it on Amazon too, because then you're going to have it up somewhere where you can send people the link and send them to it, and it will look really good. And then you get, you can put your bio in and a description of your book. Put it on Amazon too.
The reason I didn't do that is because the last time I was on a video call, I think it was, we were talking about all the different categories in Amazon. And I thought, oh, geez, I need to look into all that, because do you remember that, where it was like, well, if you find this little category, you know, yours can be in the top 5, you know, and if I just put children's books, it could be like, you know, number 3,000 and nobody will ever see it.
Well, yeah, you need to go on and see what other people are putting similar books into the category.
Okay.
And then if you can pick the right category, that's going to make a huge difference. Also, the first 2 sentences in your description are tag words. So I did all the name dropping. I did Gloria Steinem, Eleanor Roosevelt, George Bernard Shaw. I put all those in the first 2 sentences. So I did name dropping. You know, like if you're doing historical fiction and it's a certain period, you would say historical fiction story about, you know, Mary Magdalene with Jesus, you know, name drop all those people that would be in it.
Okay.
And with you, it would be super powers, super heroes. Those are big words that would be, you know, search words. And then maybe something about handicap, but it's not a handicap, or I don't know. Look up what other people are writing and copy them, because you'll never sound like them, I promise.
Okay. No, it's like a extra sense. It's not a handicap in any way. It's like having a what is it, 6th sense?
Superpower.
Whatever. I forgot how many we have. Wait, 5. So yeah, it would be like having a 6th sense.
Can I add a quick comment here, Mila? Would that be okay? So if you're looking to see what your keywords are, what you could do is you could take all your content, you could plug it through a keyword analyzer. You can find them online for free. And then what you do is you pull out those keywords, and you can get a free account with Google, Google Adwords, and you can use their keyword planner, and you can kind of see what keywords are ranking. You could find similar ones, you know, et cetera, and then that could help you.
Okay, I just wrote down what you said. I've never heard of those.
What's it called? Google AdWords?
Yeah. You want the keyword planner, but it's part of AdWords. It's totally free. The thing with Google AdWords is like they want to convince you that you want to run an ad, but you don't have to run an ad. You can do it for free. And you can, if you just Google like how to use Google Keyword Planner for free, you'll find all the instructions. Super easy.
Okay.
Well,
Great.
that's a really good advice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I use it a lot. I use it a lot. And I know when I first had access to it, I had to give them my Visa number and I had to create an ad. I don't know if it's still that way. I just created an ad, gave them my Visa number, and then paused the ad. I've never even run the ad, but I had to go.
You don't even
through
need to give them your Visa.
okay.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, there's if you Google, you won't even have to do that. There's like they make it so like looks like you have to pay them, but there's like a sneaky link you can click on the page where you sign up, and then it's totally free.
Interesting.
Pro tip.
Hey guys, hope you don't mind. I'm gonna share the screen for a minute. I want to show you something. I just want to show you. Just want to show you this really quick, and then I'm going to show something to Christy. So whenever I want to advertise my book on Facebook and stuff, I just go to here, and then I go up here and I grab this URL, just and I copy it and put it on Facebook. But here it is. It's like here's my Kindle. Oh yeah, you want to do your Kindle book too, and then there's a lot of advertising you can do with that. Then here's my audiobook, and here's my paperback book. I think it's $9.95 because it's me and I'm a member or whatever. But anyway. But if you come down here to my first two sentences, here's where you can put all your tag words. An eyewitness account of Jessie Haber Butler, suffragists on the front lines of the women's movement with Alice Paul, Carrie Chapman Catt. Then I put in Bernard Shaw, Eleanor Roosevelt, and that's where these are. Then I have a lot more. I mean, have a lot about her. You can just put as much as you want, but you want to put your main points that would have your keywords right up here. But then I wanted to show Christy something too. So if we go up here, and what would be a subject that would be like your subject, Christy? Handicaps?
Well, I had trouble placing it. I put children's books and superheroes would be good. What did I do? I just put children.
Let's just look up children handicaps because some people might call. I know it's not a handicap. I know that, but I just want to show you a different process. So you look up your style of book, special needs, children, autism, here's the books. And then let's say if we go to this book and we look what category it's in, see what I'm saying?
Where were the categories? Up top?
No, down here. Let's see, where'd it go? Right here. Here is the categories right here. Well, this is number 3 in disability law. So they didn't just go for the kid being a special needs kid. They looked up their words and found out this was popular. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where did you go to find that? Is that still on the same main screen and below it?
I went up to the search right up here under every book, and even mine. You come down here, and you see where the search words are right here.
Below it, okay.
I mean, right here, these are the, not search words, these are the categories. But the main thing they say about selling, like the woman from Goodreads and everything, is to look up other people's categories. And you might see a category that doesn't even really fit. Like, look at that, disability law, unless they go into it in the book. Children with disabilities, she's number 6. That means also, Christy, there aren't a lot of books about this. And that means you can get up there really fast. Mentally disabled education. I mean, even though it doesn't quite fit you, you want to look at these things. So now we go back. I'm gonna go up here. Oh, and here's another thing. This is very, very cool, everybody. You can put a video in of your book. I put videos of me telling the stories of my grandmother. So I put them here. I put I put this story about the day women got the vote. And let's see if it comes on. Mila Johansson here with another story about my famous suffragette grandmother from our new book, From Cowgirl to Congress. That's a 5-minute one. The other one's a 5-minute one. You can put these up. So that's a cool thing about Amazon is you like Christy, you could get on and say, I'm so excited about my book because this is my superpower. And I want other kids to know that it's a superpower. You just say things, whatever it is. But and sometimes I'd have to go through and make about 5 before I liked my video. Do you know what I'm saying? And then this is and then, yeah, anyway, so that's what you do. That's another option for Amazon. And here's the deal. I'm telling everyone, you can go traditional route, but it will take at least 2 years, maybe 4, because if you're going to go get an agent first, we don't know. And then, but for your big books, you should do that. That's what I'm going to do with my 4 Thieves. I'm going to go traditional. But for any other books, you might want to go through Amazon so you can have some books out now.
Do you have to reformat it to put it on Amazon?
What'd you say?
Have to reformat the whole book to put it on Amazon?
I don't know, but Mariah can help you.
Okay. Well, I can't wait.
I don't. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, yes. So I'm thinking I have a big book, which, and that's all I've got. But I do have a whole bunch of short stories I've written over the years, just kind of tucked away somewhere. Could I make a short book out of a small collection of short stories?
Yes, you can. You know, when I was doing my grandmother's book, I had a poetry contest to go along with the book to advertise it. And there's 28, 30, I can't remember, poets in this book. So collections are really popular for sure. You probably could make 2 or 3 books out of that, you know?
Yeah, and I do have a collection of poetry too.
Yes, do that too.
So
Put
I
them all
could
on.
make a small, okay. I never thought about it.
And you know, it's not hard. If you go to Fiverr, there's people who will load the books for you. And here's the deal about that. It's a little hard. It's not hard. You can figure it out. But this book was 3 pages off. We had to go back and do the cover. But if you go to Fiverr, there's people there who will do it for you, and they're really trying to build a reputation. So most of them are good. You got to find a good one that
What
has.
is Fiverr?
Fiverr, Fiverr.
V as in Victor?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
I thought you were saying fiber, like you eat fiber, it's good for you.
It's Fiverr. Like everything was $5 to begin.
Got it.
But see, I went on and I got the cartoon made, and then, but you can get people to load your books for you. You can find editors. I would try 3 pages. There's a lot you can do on there. And covers. There are fantastic cover artists, and go with the cheap ones. There's really cheap ones.
Fiverr.com? Is it Fiverr.com I go?
Fiverr.com, like 5, number 5.
Got it. Okay.
But when you go to search for it, if they're going to load the book for you,
No, you go and you search on Fiverr and go look at the covers people are making. They're fantastic, and some of them are like $40. So I've done it where I've gone on and I've paid 3 people $40, and I find out the cover I like best. I mean, who cares? I paid $500 for someone local to do this one, but I wanted it to be special. So.
But if you have them loading it, how do you know? What do you search for? I mean, in other words, to search for it in Fiverr for a person to do a book cover, that's pretty straightforward, right? Book cover.
Right.
Then you say, for someone that has the expertise to load on Amazon for you, just to do it.
Just type that, because what you would do is you would say, load my book on Amazon.
Okay. Just wanted to.
You know, pretty basic, you know, and you know, watch this, you guys. This is like so fantastic. Fiverr. Oops. Come on, stop that. It won't go. I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay. Fiverr.
I'd have to probably figure out the categories for them though, right?
What do you mean?
You know, they're not going to know the categories.
On Amazon, yeah, you would figure all that out. You need to go to KDP like Lori did, and she signed in and she started writing a bio and just reading the tutorials. That's really, really important. So if I put here, load my book on Amazon. They do it. I just can't. Usually if you just say book covers, most of those people do it. But watch these book covers. Oh my God, they're phenomenal. Here, look at these covers. I mean, it's whatever you want, you know, like if you're doing something about how to, here's a person that's really, really good. So, you know, just go on there and see what people do. You can offer your services too, by the way. I just started putting on consultations. So there you go.
Another question, Mila. Say I decide to do a collection of my poetry,
Yes.
small, short book.
Yes.
I go to Fiverr. Can I submit my own graphic and ask them to incorporate it into a
Yes.
cover?
Yes. Yeah, you can do that. And you know, and what I did was to make this book is I just put one poem on every page. This is their bio.
You
but
put one,
that's
sorry, what is it? What did you put on
one
every
poem
page?
on each page. See one poem here. This
One
is
poem on every page. Oh, okay. Yeah, my internet is like, ugh. Okay, one poem on every page. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You
It's
guys
fun.
already-
Have fun. It's a puzzle. Yeah. Go ahead, Christy. Sorry.
Sorry. Did you guys already talk about the writers conference this weekend? I just realized it was this weekend. Are you?
We have not, and I just want to make sure that Mila's finished, and then we do have a few other things to talk about. So did you have anything else, Mila?
No. Unless there's a question, no.
Okay, so we do, yeah, let's talk about the writers conference. And I guess Rachel did say a little bit about it, but Rachel, do you want to say a little bit more about the writer conference starting tomorrow?
Oh, I would be delighted. And, you know, I can actually, I'm home now, so I can sign into Zoom and stick some links in the chat too in a minute. But it's, you know, it's a big deal. They got a lot of really great grant money this year. And so we have some nationally renowned speakers. So we have James McBride, who, you know, he's really great, well-known author, not to be missed. And then Dr. Bettina Love, I've been checking her out a little bit, and she's really, really fabulous. But then we also have really great local speakers. So for example, Kim Culbertson is kind of our local YA author, and she's, you know, she was represented by Scholastic for many years. And so she'll be presenting. Her workshops are fantastic. Sam Hall is also going to be presenting, and her family, you know, they run the writing conference. And Sam, I've taken a bunch of intensives with her and workshops, and she's fantastic. The price of the admission is worth it just to take a class with Sam, just to see James McBride. Like any one of these people would be worth $30. So it's extremely affordable. You can also opt in. What's that?
It's only $30 to go.
It's $30. Yeah, because they got some really great grant money, and so it's being really supported by Sierra College, which is fantastic. So it's super cheap. If you want to go for just one day, it's even cheaper. And then let's see. And then if you'd like also, as I was saying, I'm leading critique group on Flash, but there's plenty of other people who are doing critiques. Ben Preston is fantastic. There's a bunch of great people. You could do poetry. I think there's a nonfiction and a memoir. So it's really great to get started. So I'm going to join with video, and I'm just going to keep my audio on my phone.
Hopefully that doesn't
Hopefully
break the internet.
I think it's going to break the internet. Can you get your audio?
Okay, hold up.
You're going to get reverb. I think we should all go just pay the $30 to support them. I mean, that's amazing price.
Shoot, let me change this.
Okay, we can hear you now without a problem.
Okay, hung up. I'm just on Zoom. Whew. Technology. You can break the audio on Zoom, but they just updated, and I was like, oh God. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free, but please sign up for my critique group. Let's hang out.
For what?
It's gonna be really great. My mother-in-law is coming from Boston. I'm so excited.
Her critique group.
Oh, okay.
When is it, Rachel?
This weekend, so it's gonna be this Friday.
Yeah,
And
I know. What time? I know, because I'm going. But what time is your?
Oh, it's at the end on Friday.
4:30 to 5.
Perfect, great. I'll be there. I'll be at it.
Nice. I'm excited.
4:30 to
I'll write that down.
Yeah.
And it starts at 10. They'd like you to check in between 9 and 9:55. And the first presenter is Ian Hadley.
Yeah, from what is it?
You guys have a link or anything to join?
Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna pull it up right now. One moment, please.
I'm so glad it's so cheap. I'm glad you told me that. I'm gonna definitely go.
Oh, it's so worth it. So I'm just gonna give you the Eventbrite link because that's like the easiest. It has like some info, but it's like you really just need the ticket info. And so when you're buying tickets, there'll be an option if you'd like to sign up also for critiques, and it's an extra $30, which is totally worth. So here's the Eventbrite link, and that'll take you right to tickets. And if you want a little more info, I'll give you their homepage as well. So this has like the complete, everything you could possibly want to know.
And like you said, for the price, even if you can't make it for, you know, all day Friday and all day Saturday, you can pick and choose, you know, what you want to see.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great. I think we already have like 150 people or more. You know, everyone's so last minute in California. George, I hope I see you at the conference.
Or did you just chase him away?
Yeah, he just said bye. So.
Oh. Well, I wanted to, if we have any questions about the conference, we could ask Rachel, and then I want to move into future sessions. So any other questions about the conference? Okay, so these are some of the ideas that all of you came up with recently. One was on editing, especially tracking changes with Microsoft Word. One was best ways to run critique groups virtually, hosting webinars, promoting books in the virtual world, finding classes, recommendations for Facebook groups, Twitter, hiring a writing coach, what to look for, how they can help you. Oh, good, he's back. Good,
Yeah,
George.
I was leaving and then I heard my name and I scrambling to find the link to log back on again.
Oh no, I was just saying, I hope I see you at the conference, George. I was just heckling you.
Oh, I was having some other things that I had to do, some other Zoom and things, and I was going to join. So I wasn't going to go to the conference this year. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Things have changed, but
you get points for coming back to the meeting, though.
Yeah. I heard my name all of a sudden. Yeah. Thanks.
We understand if you have to go.
Yeah. See you all next time.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
So does anybody have any hot desire for any one of these topics that we could start, or in the next few months that we could start building on and finding people who can talk to us about it? One of my thoughts was we could have a resource session where it's kind of like a potluck. Everybody brings with them a class that they've taken, software that they use, or a group that they've joined. And we just, like, even that would be where you could talk about Fiverr, or you could talk about, I joined the National Memoir Writers Association, which has been helpful to me. We could just bring resources, and kind of everybody who comes would be sharing some resources that they use that maybe the rest of us don't know about or we've forgotten about. Or we
I
could
like
focus.
that. I like that.
Okay, does that sound like a good topic for March?
Yeah, that sounds lovely. And you know,
You're not going to be here for March.
I was
You're
going
going
to say I'm not going to be here next time, but in the future, you know, tag me when I'm not a chicken without a head, and I'd love to lead the track changes in Word because I use it all
Oh,
the time.
good. I was looking at this thinking there's a lot of things, Rachel, that if you could talk about, and maybe somebody here could talk about critique groups.
But probably in 2 or 3 months from now, kind of.
Okay, so I'll say
Keep the back burner. Yeah.
April or May. And what about critique groups? Does anybody have any tips that would like to maybe sign up for a future session just to bring that topic to the group? You don't have to have an hour worth of programming. You could just, you know, I think George did a great presentation when I think he did on Scrivener, and he'd never used it in his life. He just decided.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, he just said, well, I wanted to know about it, so I learned a few things and brought it to the group. So you don't have to be an expert on something if you're willing to talk, just talk about what you know, and then everybody knows a little piece. Does anybody have something that they'd like to possibly not commit to, but possibly talk about in the future?
Okay, me, sorry, I keep saying stuff, but.
Good.
Yeah, I'm in the, well, so the book I've been writing for years, not a good idea because I'm sick of it now, but is historical genre, it's historical fiction, and I'm in the Historical Novel Society. Ever heard of it?
No, but I want to be.
Good. So
Historical Novel
that would be
Society,
good
and
for,
it is awesome. They're
So-
they're across the country, and there's one in Northern California. I think there's one in Southern California. They're in various parts of the country. So I'm in the Northern California one, and it has been tough to get there since I moved up to Grass Valley. But when I was in the East Bay, I went all the time. They're quarterly meetings, and they have a it's called a WIP, Writing in Progress critique, as part of the meeting. It's not the whole meeting, and it's a fabulous process. And I
so you just talk about that process?
I actually had the nerve to submit a few pages for it. You know, there's 3 people. So I mean, I'd love to share about that.
Okay, great. Well, so maybe we could do the critiquing. Yeah, we'll do in March, we'll do the sharing resources and bring that resource again, Lisa, in terms of just the organization. And everybody can bring something that, you know, you just published, Christy, so just bring about your publishing information. And then you probably did some artwork. You could share about how you did that. I know everybody's got something that they can share, and there might be something that we can, well, of course, there'll be something that we could all learn from. So that'll be like our potluck next month. And then we'll do a critique, and then we'll do the editing with Microsoft Word, and that would be Rachel, maybe in May. Thereabout.
We'll check in. We'll see
We'll
how
check in.
I'll be a whole different person, you know, in May.
I know you might not care about all of us California people anymore.
Not
With
true.
an accent, you'll have an accent.
I already have an accent. It's too
Oh,
late.
you're pretty good, actually.
Does anybody have any announcements or anything they want to share? Well, Mila, thank you so much for this great program. Yeah, that was
You're welcome.
wonderful
I
today.
love sharing. It's so fun, you guys. I love this group because we all take turns and you know, filling in for each other. It's like a puzzle, and there's so much, you know, to learn.
Yeah, Mila.
If anyone finds out about ACX, what were those 2 questions we had?
Well, we figured out that you're on iBooks, so we got that.
I'm on iBook too. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay,
somebody found you.
okay.
You found the audiobook, but not the published, the hardback or the paper book,
Yeah.
but the audiobook, yes. So, okay, well then let's go ahead and head out for this session, but we'll see you next month, and maybe see you tomorrow at the
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Bureau Writers Conference. All right, definitely.
And send me the recording, please. Thank you.
Yes, I'll do that, Mila, and I'll send it to your husband, Rachel, who will put it on Meetup.
Yes.
And now he's going to continue to do the Meetup stuff?
Yeah.
Because I just saw an email from somebody who said, how do I get in? And I couldn't respond to her. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be connecting with him ahead of time. So that I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
But maybe
connect with
tonight.
him and he'll tell you what to do because I don't know anymore.
Okay, we'll do that offline. All right.
Yeah.
Great to see everybody, and congratulations, Christy. I can't wait to see your book.
Either. Thank you. I can't wait to show you guys the actual book when it comes.
All righty. Nice to see everybody.
Bye.
See you tomorrow or next month.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Courtney.